Charles Bassey, one of the top players in the country, and the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers put their 5-game win streak on the line as they host the Rice Owls in the second game of a weekend series in Conference USA. That matchup is next. In Bowling Green, Kentucky for Conference USA basketball on CBS Sports Network. Western Kentucky going for the weekend sweep as they once again take on the Rice Owls. As we take a look at the Conference USA standings, Western Kentucky leading the way in the Eastern Division at 7-2. They've won 5 straight despite the fact that they've had a COVID pause. Meanwhile, Rice got off to a good start early, trying to get back to 500 in conference play with a win tonight. And we welcome you inside. Tim Doyle, Alex Obario, glad to have you with us here on CBS Sports Network. And Tim, Western Kentucky, they're a team that should be on everyone's mind as we get closer to March.
Well, they already knocked off Alabama this year at Alabama, so they can beat anybody on any given night. Contrasting styles here. Rice wants to shoot a lot of threes, make a lot of threes. Western Kentucky wants to beat you up on the inside. But Western Kentucky last night, Alex, they made a lot of threes.
Yeah, they did what they had to do to grab that victory, got off to a 13-3 start. Meanwhile, for Rice, they need to get off to a better start, and Quincy Olivari, their sharpshooter from downtown, he needs to get off to a better start as well.
I love the pace that Olivari plays at, and check out his jump shot. He puts a lot of arc on that ball. He gives it a chance to go in, and it goes in pretty frequently. He has had some monster efforts, even though he struggled from the field yesterday, only 7 of 22. Rice is going to have to make a lot of threes if they're going to win on the road. I think 12+ at EA Diddle Arena. And on the flip side, if you don't know, now you know. And I'm talking about Charles Bassey's one of the top 5 players in all of college basketball. An absolute beast down low. Exceptional timing. And now his offensive game, a little more polished, soft touch, stepping out on the perimeter, making threes this year. He's playing with confidence. He's playing with swag. And I'll say this, Alex, nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to see Western Kentucky in the tournament.
Western Kentucky 14-4 after the best start since the 01-02 season. They'll go for the sweep next against Rice on CBS Sports Network.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure. By Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? And by the original and spicy extra long ultimate cheesesteaks, only at Sonic.
Well, if you're ever in Bowling Green, Kentucky, you got to make sure you check out the Corvette Museum. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, though, brought to you by Sonic. The sharpshooting duo of Evie and Olivari have really paced the Owls. As for Western Kentucky, they're getting a lot more contributions from guys like Carson Williams and Tavion Hollingsworth. Go back into Diddle Arena for this one. Western Kentucky in the reds, Rice in the white unis today. Tip controlled by Western Kentucky, and we are underway. Tim Doyle, what do you want to see from the Hilltoppers in the first few minutes here?
Well, last night it was really a deer in headlights. It was all Western Kentucky early. Jumped out to an 18-8 lead, scored 50 first half points. Rice put up a good fight, but it was gate to wire, and Bassey starts them off right for Western Kentucky.
Bassey showing his range just right of the circle, making a 2-0 lead for Western Kentucky. As for the Rice Owls, it's funny you mentioned the deer in the headlights look. That's exactly what Scott Paris said. It's like, not necessarily that they were afraid, but maybe a little intimidated in early going, but then that kind of cooled off, and they were able to start hitting shots near the end of the first half. Missing on the 3 there. This is McKnight over to Hollingsworth. He launches the 3 and buries the 3. Timmy, Western Kentucky's not supposed to be a three-point shooting team, but they had 9 yesterday, and they already have 1 so far tonight.
You know, coming into the series, they were averaging less than 6 makes a game, but against the Rice Owls, they're shooting it and shooting it with confidence. If they make shots, I actually think they could beat anybody in college basketball, with the exception of maybe Gonzaga And Baylor, hey, you win at Alabama. We see what Alabama's doing in the SEC. You can beat anybody in college hoops.
There is Scott Para, his 4th season as a Rice head coach, elevated to that spot after Mike Rhodes left for VCU. He's the guy that coached James Harden in high school before he made it up into the college ranks.
You see Rice in a 2-3 zone. They're trying to force Western Kentucky to go out there and make some perimeter shots.
Here's McKnight, kick it outside. This is Hollingsworth again for 3. This time it rims out. And here come the Owls. This is Travis Evie.
What a great pass, sorry, Alex, from McKnight. He had 9 assists yesterday in that 77-71 Western Kentucky win.
Here's Evie from long range, buries the triple. Evie shoots it at 43.8% from downtown. Since the new year, he's shooting over 50%.
He's had 4 games of 5+ threes, including last night. 5 of 8 from 3. Shoots it easy. Every time he looks, it looks like coming out of his hand. Looks like it's going in.
There's Carson Williams. He launches from long range. He's normally a guy that bangs down low, but hits it right there.
Yeah, he made a 3 last night, and he's had to expand his game. Last year, he averaged 14 points a game. That's because Bassie was out with that leg injury. He played primarily down low, but he could step out and make a shot.
Here's Evie again, this time short with the shot. Straddling the sideline there was Carson Williams. And they get it out to McKnight. Oh, nice spin move there as he drives in. Misses short. Bassie with the offensive rebound. Lost the handle. Here come the Owls. This is Evie on the break. Evie inside. Kick out to Abercrombie. This is Cameron Sheffield trying to kick it out to Olivari. And that's deflected out of play as we take a look at Rick Stansbury, his 5th season at Western Kentucky, done a great job, and hoping that this is the year that they break through, Tim, and get to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, funny stat about Rick Stansbury. His hair has never moved during a game. I've actually never seen it out of place, Alex. We've done a lot of Western Kentucky games. Not sure if it's the product or maybe the blow dry before the game, but that thing is perfect.
Of course, you would know, the man with the best hair in the Big Ten, still living by that 20 years later. Throwing that one up, and it's short. Western Kentucky with a basketball. Driving it inside, missing on the shot. There's Hollingsworth. Offensive rebound. Williams in the putback is good. And this is just Western Kentucky basketball here, Tim. Getting offensive rebounds, getting those putbacks. They've been efficient.
Yeah, and they love dominating points in the paint. Yesterday, 34-16 edge over Rice.
And we're going to get a whistle here.
You know, Western Kentucky, that would not be the definition of a fast break. It was kind of an ugly pass to a cross-court pass, but Carson Williams is there, and he's got that big old body, throws it around, and, you know, it was tough for him this year. Last year, like I said, averaged 14 points a game. Bassie was out. He kind of had an established role. Now he's playing outside. He's playing inside when Bassie goes out of the game. If he starts figuring out his role, man, I don't really find too many weaknesses with this Western Kentucky team.
Cameron Sheffield starting to pick up his minutes here to get it out to Abercrombie. The Boise State transfer misses everything there. Normally pretty good three-point shooter. And he misses everything. So we hit a whistle. 10-3 lead for Western Kentucky. Shot still not falling for Rice. We'll be right back. We're getting closer to March, and today the selection committee announced the top 16 seeds. If the tournament was today, Gonzaga, the #1 overall seed on the top line. Gonzaga, Baylor, Ohio State, Michigan. Timmy, any surprises from that top 16?
Not too many surprises to answer your question, but check out Region 1. Alabama at #2. You know who they lost to, Alex?
Western Kentucky.
That's right. So Western Kentucky right now has a net of 78. Somehow Marshall has a net of 67, even though Western Kentucky beat Marshall twice. I think the net is harder than my SATs, which everybody takes a different test. I found out that the hard way the first time I took it.
You had to take those SAT 2s also, didn't you, Timmy, to get into St. John's? They'll let you skip on those.
You know, I didn't know this was going to be a therapy session.
Driving it inside is Cameron Sheffield as Rice finally gets a deuce to get back on the scoreboard.
They're going to sit in the zone. You know, this is what they're going to do. They're going to force Western Kentucky that it makes less than 6 threes a game, and you can't just settle if you're Western Kentucky. You got to get the ball in the middle there. You got to get touches. Like that's a win for Rice. They just threw it around the perimeter, and then they shot a 3. Scott Parrott can get that every time down. The head coach of Rice, he's going to be pretty happy. And if you're Rich,
one of the ways Western actually started to give up some points to Rice as they hit again from downtown back to a 2-point game. That's Olivari, again leading the conference in 3-point shooting percentage, 44%, reigning Conference USA Player of the Week. Here's Bassey, doubled on him. This is McKnight on the kick out. Hollingsworth on the drive, center of the lane, puts it up, partially blocked there. Pass to Bassey, and there's the slam. He does that more than anyone else in college basketball.
He's so versatile, and that offensive game is really starting to grow.
On a drive, Travis Evie will take that every time. Normally hitting from long range. In fact, most of his shot attempts this year have been from the outside, but gets to do a 2-point game with that drive to the bucket. Just a blow by. Floated up for Bassey, alley-oop. McKnight with a great look there, Timmy. This is Fiedler up high for Rice. Abercrombie with the tank, trying to get it to Olivari in the corner with Sheffield.
Watch this non-verbal communication. Bassey just says throw it. Watch 23 in red. Watch, there it is. Throw it up high. Good read from McKnight there. You know, it's nice when you're throwing to a 6'11" guy who's got arms like Stretch Armstrong, and you just probably got to put it up there somewhere. But great non-verbal communication. Love the pace that Davion McKnight has been playing at. He's been a difference maker at that point guard position. Only a freshman from Kentucky.
Here's Fiedler. They run a lot of stuff offensively through him. One of the most improved players in the conference is Eggy Hafsa, who's checked into the game. Taps that one in. Coach Scott Parra said during the week that getting Eggy Hafsa back for that Southern Miss series was huge. They did not have him for the UAB series, and UAB leading the western part of Conference USA as Western Kentucky berries from downtown.
Yeah, there's McKnight there. Yesterday, 6 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds for the freshman. Really like him. I think he's in the conversation for Conference USA Freshman of the Year.
Here's Fiedler on the drive. Nice pass into him for the left-hand layup. Probably one of the most improved players in the conference there, Max Fiedler.
Yeah, the 6'11" sophomore does a little bit of everything. Struggles scoring the basketball, but excellent passer. They run a lot of their offense through Fiedler.
He's third in the nation in field goal percentage entering this game tonight as we get a drive to the bucket. Another blow by there as McKnight makes the bucket. Here come the Owls already on the offensive end of the floor. They like to move it quickly. There's Fiedler again running the offense through him. Pull-up jumper from Evie. Actually, that's Olivari, I should say. Misses. Here comes Western Kentucky up 5. Corner jumper, Frampton. Comes up empty. Hafsa asks for the screen from Fiedler. He'll roll to the bucket. They actually had a shot for him there. They get it to him on the block. Bassey on him. This was going to match up. We're going to watch and take a look at that move underneath the outstretched arms of Charles Bassey.
Yeah, somewhere George Mikan, Bob Pettit, Dolph Shays, a tear is running from all of those guys somewhere watching with a smile on their face. That was old school.
No Kevin McHale mentioned there?
That was almost like black and white film, that move out of Fiedler. Like all of a sudden, like I feel like you ever watch those movies, everyone's like running really fast. Like I felt like that was the move Fiedler made. McKnight buries another 3. How good is he playing?
Oh. Here's Evie. They get it to Fiedler, and he's going to get called for the walk. Rice certainly playing better here.
Yeah, I love Fiedler going old school. Well, there's your arm. I'm going to go underneath and flip it in. Rice hanging around.
Charles Bassey working here early, Tim.
Yeah, he's got such amazing upside. He's got great touch. He's wildly athletic. Obviously, the timing is what separates him at 6'11", blocking shots. And you love when you can just throw it up to him and he can just go and make a play. The 6'11" Bassey, his agility has really improved, and the quickness of how he's operating offensively. Used to be a little bit more robotic, but a leg injury last year forced him to miss a majority of the season. And the way he has bounced back was maybe better than anyone ever expected.
He gets a blow here as Western Kentucky on offense with a 22-16 lead on Rice. Coach Stansbury said yesterday you see Rice in the zone as they take a three. Josh Anderson with the miss. They'll take that. Peyton Moore with the rebound. Really one of the first times they'd seen a zone all year. Had to make some adjustments.
Yeah, the hard part about playing a zone against Western Kentucky is they're so physical. You got to rebound out of a zone. And that's why I always liked playing a zone, because you could blame someone else for your mistake. Oh, I thought you got that one. So I was not a very good defender.
Here's Hafsa, the Utah Valley transfer, hitting from downtown there. Rice closing the gap here at 22-19.
Yeah, Hafsa played well yesterday. In 23 minutes, he had 6 points, 3 assists. He was a difference maker because yesterday it was 40-16. Sorry, 40-26. It could have gotten out of hand. Instead, Rice showed a lot of fight. They only lost yesterday by 6.
Coach Perro talking about how important Hafsa, having him in the lineup, is because he's an extra ball handler for them. He's not going to light it up in terms of the scoreboard, but he's going to light it up on assists and everything else. Sheffield tries to get rid of it, and it's takeaway. Fourth Rice turnover. Taken, and inside is Cooper, and he connects.
Yeah, Cooper's a Lipscomb transfer who really was the starting point guard to start this year. He's been in and out of the lineup, but that was a nice finish on the break.
This is Evie. Outside, Moore launches from long range. Too strong. Hafsa with the offensive rebound. Now it's Evie from way outside. In and out, did not drop. Moore again with the offensive rebound, but he turns it over. Anderson on the drive, offensive foul.
Yeah, I'd love to see that again. Josh Anderson is an excellent athlete, and I think he ducked his shoulder there. This is Cooper, nice body control with the finish. But you be the judge here. I mean, I don't know. He didn't clear him out with the arm. He wasn't stationary.
No.
I know he gave the big ooh, and that does work. Kids at home, if you go ooh, the referee hears that. It helps you when you play basketball. Learn that, okay? 2 things I wish I would have learned: the Euro step, and then when you get hit, you act like you have to go to the hospital. 2 things I wish I learned how to do when I played basketball.
You know, you had the extra benefit of the hair that kind of went everywhere, too, when you would get hit, Tim. So you got a few offensive fouls that way. Frampton hits from long range. I apologize for the therapy session.
That's what Luke Frampton does. If there's one guy that you absolutely can't lose at the three-point line, it's Luke Frampton. Last year, where he was a Davidson player, led the Atlantic 10 in threes made, and I think he's an X-factor for the squad.
Sheffield hits underneath. You know, because Western Kentucky, Tim, we talked about it, they don't hit a lot of threes, but also Frampton in the early part of the season wasn't really hitting them or getting as many touches to hit them because Bassey had been playing so well. You get in the tournament and he starts knocking down threes, that could be a huge difference.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Six-point lead for Western Kentucky here in the early going. Rice hanging around against the Hilltoppers. As you see, Charles Bassey, 18 points, 12 rebounds. He's one of the leaders in double-doubles in the country, Tim Doyle. And when you look at the first-team All-Americans as picked by Tim Doyle, Charles Bassey's on that list.
That's right. He deserves to be on the list. Will he be on the list? I don't love his chances. Check out his rebounds over double figures. But Garza, Kispert, and Butler, I think, are locks. Cade Cunningham, you haven't seen him play, the outstanding freshman from Oklahoma State. They're actually banned from postseason play this year, but he has had some electrifying moments. And Charles Bassey, yes, I'm carrying the flag for Western Kentucky because Rick Stansbury said this, and I believe it. This year more than any other year, optics, eyeball test. Western Kentucky eyeball test is a tournament team. Their net is worse than Notre Dame. Notre Dame is 68 net. They're 0-7, the Irish are, in quad 1 games. I have no idea what the net is, but it's not in Western Kentucky's favor. And I think this year, because of all the pauses in play and the lack of games being played, I think Western Kentucky deserves to be.
Charles Bassey with the one-handed alley-oop slam.
Well, that was close to goaltending, wasn't it, Alex?
Very, very close. It looked like it was going in on its own. But you talk about Bassey, more blocks than a ton of Division I schools have total. He's 3rd in the country in double-doubles. He's got 12 of those. He's just been incredible. Here's Olivari for 3. Rattles that one in. They need him to get going, Tim.
Yeah, he struggled yesterday. Only 7 of 22 from the field. And Alex, his home and road splits are pretty drastic.
Yeah, Olivari. So we get a whistle here.
Now let's see if this was goaltending or is this just a dime. Oh, man. I mean, nice job by McKnight. Tough to see on both of those angles, but you see the touch. That's what impresses me. You know, majority of the shots that he blocks, he keeps in bounds, kind of old school Bill Russell-esque. He doesn't swat them out of bounds. Instead, he almost allows his team to start a fast break, and McKnight is just playing so well right now. He's at the top of the key, just making decisions. Number 20 in red. You want the ball in his hands.
Knight with it now. Stopping at the elbow at the Frampton for 3. Misses short. Bassey had it, but Eggy Hofsa picked his pocket. Hofsa, quick out to Abercrombie. Thought about the 3, didn't take it. To Fiedler. It's been a fun matchup to watch, Fiedler and Bassey. Abercrombie for 3, misses.
That's good offense for Rice, though. That's really good offense. Fiedler dove down. The help was there. They got to open 3.
Bassey, as it's stripped away from him again, and ball loose. Trying to go out of bounds. They tried to call a timeout, did they? Jump ball, they say. Find out what it means to be a Cowboy as the PBR season continues from Texas at the Del Rio Invitational. Catch PBR Unleash the Beast American Roots Edition tonight at 10 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. So see Scott Para, former assistant at Arizona State when James Harden was there. Actually, Coach James Harden was his head coach in high school over at Artesia High School. And we get an offensive foul here against Eggy Hofsa and the Owls. You know, they're so close, Scott Para and James Harden, Tim Doyle. I mean, James Harden donates to the program. Some of the guys wear the Harden shoes. He would go to Rice Owls games when he was still in Houston. And Coach Para told me, you know, it's tough to not have him around because he's in Brooklyn now, but he's kind of really been a big part of their program, especially on the recruiting side of things, knowing that James Harden, an NBA elite player, could sometimes be around.
Well, James Harden did one of the nicest things ever for my little family. My son, Chicago Joe, as he's known as, had open heart surgery August 31st, and James was nice enough to shoot him a little 20-second video wishing him well. Joe's doing great, bouncing back. So James Harden, a unique talent, and seems like a great guy off the floor as well. But I got to ask what that flight was from Houston to Brooklyn, because it seemed like he lost 30 pounds in one day, and he's been playing great for the Nets.
It was almost like a Nutty Professor situation. As you get Olivari hitting, went for a short-range jumper there. Rice within 3.
Yeah, Frampton took a shot to the head. You can see him at the top of your screen, 14 and white. Elbow kind of flew out there. If you're Rice, you have not played your best, and you're only down 3. You got to feel pretty good.
Here's Frampton. It's been kind of cold, but he buries that one there. Frampton Hits from downtown. That's his second three so far in the game. He's got 6.
Maybe that's what he needed, because he had some open looks and he didn't bang him down. Instead, he gets clocked in the head, goes to the other side of the floor, and then buries a 3.
Abercrombie had trouble following through on the shot. It goes out of bounds, and they're going to say Rice basketball.
Yeah, you can't give him any space. And guess who makes the decision? It's McKnight again. I just love him with the ball in his hands. He's making all the right plays. 2 guys go to Bassey. Shooter's going to be open. Davion McKnight is really playing with great pace, and his confidence level sky high.
Olivari from downtown, short this time. And the rebound to Williams. Kentucky will run, and driving it inside with the layup. Hollingsworth puts it in, and a timeout taken by the Owls. The Hilltoppers up 34-26.
Now Western Kentucky, they're dangerous in transition, and they're dangerous overall. Nobody wants to see them in March.
He's the reigning CUSA Player of the Week. Quincy Olivari starting to get going here for the Owls.
Well, he shoots that ball incredibly high, gives it a chance to go in, and he never looks like he's playing rushed. He always takes his time, and when he gets into that rhythm, he can be really tough. He's got an extremely strong body, and he has to be better than he was yesterday. Only 3 of 11 from 3. Missed 15 of his 22 shots, but he's had 8 games this year of 20-plus points, including a monster effort against Houston Baptist where he had 35. Alex, you saw him that night, didn't you?
Yeah, I called that game. He just went off on Houston Baptist. Their small little gym there on the south, or probably on the south side of Houston. And he just, that's kind of a breakout performance for Quincy Olivari that night, and he's really been what makes them tick, but he needs to play better on the road, Tim Doyle. His points per game are a 5-point differential, 18.5 points per game at home, just 13.5 on the road. Here's Fiedler, puts that one up and in.
You know, they've gotten Fiedler 2 touches within 6 feet, and he's gotten 2 buckets. I know they like to play through him because he averages over 4 assists a game, but if I was Scott Para, I would try to go screen and roll, get a switch on to Fiedler, and then play with him. That way he can score down low and get a smaller defender on him. I don't like when Bassey's guarding Fiedler. I don't like when Bassey's guarding anybody to go at that guy because he's so dynamic from a defensive standpoint. But you want to talk about contrasting styles? Max Fiedler and Charles Bassey, both excellent players, both get it done in different ways.
And Fiedler, a much improved player from last year, just a sophomore for this Rice team, and they've got a lot of young players that play significant roles on this team, and they got off to a pretty nice start in Conference USA as that pass is deflected. And you kind of wonder what the future of this team will be because sophomores and freshmen make up pretty much a majority of their playmakers.
Well, I also think they're in the tougher division of the 2. No offense to Marshall or Old Dominion, but Rice has UAB, who's off to a great start. North Texas is for real, as well as Louisiana Tech.
Sheffield in transition has it poked from behind. McKnight throwing it up for Bassey for the alley-oop. Thank you very much, Charles Bassey. Hilltoppers up by 8. Trying to get it to Moore. Another turnover for Rice. That is their 9th. Top of the key, Bassey. Oh, he doesn't just dunk it, Tim Doyle.
Are you not entertained? Bassey dunking on one end, banging threes next possession, doing it all for Western Kentucky.
Olivari long on that shot, goes out of play.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a few players in the country that can do this. Luka Garza can't do this from an athletic standpoint. He can't get up and catch alley-oops like Bassey. Shooting a 3. This is called a heat check, and this is why scouts are flocking to Bowling Green, Kentucky. If they're not, they are via video or via Zoom because they want to see Charles Bassey up close and personal. I know he was a highly touted recruit, but he has gradually gotten exponentially better.
It's an 11-2 Western Kentucky run. It is their largest lead of the night. Out of the corner, Olivari trying to get the Owls off the schneid. Couldn't get the roll. Ball is loose. Hilltoppers have it, and they're running. Kick it out here. Hollingsworth for three. Short that time. Bassey offensive rebound. Now here come the Owls. 3-on-3. This is Evie. Evie is fouled.
You know, I watched Bassey on that offensive rebound. Great job of reading the ball off the rim. I know it was a turnover, but he saw it off the rim. He has amazing basketball panache.
Coming up next, it's AT&T 5G at the half. We've got Brent Stover, Ryan Gomes, Gary Parrish, John Rothstein ready to break it down for you. That's all coming up next. You're on AT&T 5G at the half.
If John and I were texting about the net, last year NC State had the highest net to get an at-large bid. They were a 33 net. This year, right now, Western Kentucky is a 78 net. So, total transparency, I want to see Western Kentucky in the tournament. But the reality is, Alex, they are not going to get an at-large bid with those numbers.
We'll step aside. Western Kentucky on an 11-2 run.
There's only one most trusted. There's only one most consistent. There's only one most advanced. There's only one #1 ball in golf.
(41-28) Hilltoppers on top of the Rice Owls. And this 3-minute stretch here, Tim, has been a real difference. The energy is certainly in the Hilltoppers' favor right now.
Yeah, I just love the way Davion McKnight is leading this squad. Obviously, Charles Bassey's going to get all the love, and rightfully so, but we're watching kind of a changing of the guard with this team. Tavion Hollingsworth's a senior. He's played the most minutes in the history of Western Kentucky basketball. He's been around a long time, but when McKnight has the ball in his hands, really good things are happening.
This is Williams inside drawing the contact, but offensive foul.
He needs to just shoot that foul line jump shot. Watch this. Look at all the space right there. Just shoot it. You know, you got Bassey underneath. And for you young people out there, I know we all want to get as close to the basket as possible, but at times you got to take what the defense gives you, and a free throw jump shot's a pretty good shot for a college Division I player.
That was a good defensive play, too, from Elijah Poteet, getting in position at the edge of the circle there. Olivari, great pass. Trying to get it to Poteet on the left block. There was more, and it's deflected out of play.
Yeah, and guess who's there? Bassey. How great is that if you're a defender, Alex, when you know that you can make a mistake or you can gamble knowing that Bassey's going to pick you up on the back line?
Good play on the inbounds, but a deflection, and looks like a foul is called against Rice.
Watch Carson Williams. He comes over and gets a piece of this right there. Give me that. He is a big boy at 6'5", 245, but light on his feet. It's had a really nice first half. Buried a three. He's played with some physicality. He can hold for a last shot here. Rice is holding steady in this 2-3 zone. I thought the execution was really good last possession. Get 22 in red right at that free throw line. Let him make a decision against this zone.
Williams inside finger roll. Makes it happen, 43-28. As the clock winds down, Rice will get one last heave at the horn, and it's short. And Western Kentucky with a great closeout here at the end of the half. Rice with 3 turnovers in their last 5 possessions, scoreless in the last 2.5 minutes. Great job from the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, this is the best 2 games in a row I've seen from Western Kentucky as far as scoring the basketball, making shots, playing with confidence. You know they're going to be tough. You know they're going to be physical. But when they're making outside shots, they are dangerous, Alex.
Well, Western Kentucky certainly revved it up at the end of the first half there. AT&T 5G at the half is next. Back here at Diddle Arena in Bowling Green, a 14-2 run for the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky to close out the first half. Has them up 43-28 on the Rice Owls. And Tim Doyle, Charles Bassey, he'd had himself a pretty nice first half.
Well, this is a highlight reel for the next level of mid-range jump shots. Dunking the basketball, great timing, excellent athleticism. Really a flawless first half. He took 7 shots. He made 6 of them. He even stepped out from deep, Alex, and buried one. 13 first half points. Western Kentucky, 18 made field goals. They had 13 assists. They banged down 7 threes, and the biggest stat, only 5 turnovers, Alex.
Yeah, 11 for the Rice Owls. That was a big story for them. They kept it close, but Quincy Olivari only took 5 3-pointers. It's usually pretty low for him. He needs to get going, and they need to find more ways to get to the foul line as well.
Yeah, they're going to have to make 14 threes if they're going to win this game. But the biggest thing is they need to put up more resistance on the defensive end. Easier said than done when you're trying to contain one of the best 5 players in America. I have him first-team All-American. I think he's underappreciated. And if you don't know about Western Kentucky, 14-4 in the year, 7-2 in Conference USA. They knocked off Alabama at Alabama. The Crimson Tide right now had a 10 in the net rankings, and somehow, some way, Western Kentucky has a 78 in the net rankings behind Marshall, who they beat twice, and UAB at 75. The net rankings. Ooh.
The net rankings giveth and they taketh away, and for teams in CUSA, it's more of the taketh away. As Rice trailing 15 here as Evie tries from long range and misses well short. Anderson with it here for Western Kentucky, goes behind the back there.
He's been quiet in this game. 17 points last night. He was great last night. So far, a quiet game.
Hollingsworth with it on the wing. Western Kentucky certainly trying to control the tempo here. Not a lot of movement. They float one into Basti with just 3 on the shot clock. But if he can do that every time down the floor, might as well take as much time off of the clock.
Yeah, you'd be a pretty good point guard, Alex. You'd be like, all right, no one's moving. Let's just throw it to Basti. I would prefer you jumping off the top rope at SummerSlam, but if you had to be my point guard, I would be okay with that.
I wasn't bad for the junior varsity Mission Eagles, I'll tell you that much. Rice 12-9. So they hit a 3 right there. Hit from downtown Cameron Sheffield, another freshman from Georgia. Starting to get more involved at 35 minutes in that second game against UAB. Scored 9 points in each of the last 2 games. And again, a lot of youngsters here for Rice. They're still learning how to play with each other and play within the conference.
There's just no resistance defensively. Watch how easy Western Kentucky is able to move the ball.
Williams underneath. Nice pass to him, and Williams lays it up and in. The redshirt senior from Owenton, Kentucky, the transfer from Northern Kentucky. Three-point attempt from the wing. Rice needed that.
Yeah, Olivari buries that one. Like you said, it's been kind of hot and cold in this game. Alex, that was the first possession Western Kentucky went 1-3-1 zone. Olivari got a wide open 3. I'll say this. That will be the last possession of 1-3-1 zone for Western Kentucky.
Anderson goes air ball on that 3-point attempt. 11 on the shot clock. There's a takeaway. Olivari's got it.
He missed Fiedler there. He was wide open.
Fiedler up high with that high screen and roll. Abercrombie. Haven't called his name much either.
See, I like Fiedler with the ball, just not when he's guarded by Basti.
Trying to go skip pass to the corner to Abercrombie, and off of the legs there, Anderson. Great play there to get the ball back to Western Kentucky.
Yeah, Josh Anderson is an X factor. He was a top 50 recruit out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and it seems like he's been in Bowling Green for like 100 years because he's been a 4-year player. But if I was Rice, I would get Fiedler in some sort of pick and roll, try to get that switch. You don't want Basti guarding you.
Deep into Bassi. That's too deep to let him catch the ball. He's perfected that baby hook from about 5 feet, 7 feet and in. Here's Evie up top. Beautiful pass, but not ready for it was Olivari.
Yeah, this bucket is made before the bucket is even shot. Watch where he catches the ball. I mean, that's just, if you're Max Fiedler, you just yell out mercy and hope that he misses.
1 foot in the paint, 1 foot out. Fiedler trying to front this time.
I mean, well, look how Western Kentucky's able to move the ball. There's just no pressure on the basketball.
Out to the corner. Here's Anderson missing short. Abercrombie with the tap. Gets it back, shoots the three, has it blocked from behind. Carson Williams, the trailer.
Great hustle here from Carson Williams. And, you know, you felt like if you were on Rice, it took forever for Abercrombie to get that shot off.
Got it to Fiedler, who takes it in. Bassi just not a lot of room there, but Fiedler's been able to make it happen down low when he's been out of position on Bassi.
Yeah, I like Fiedler getting the ball. That time he scored on Bassi, scored earlier in the first half on Bassi. I'd prefer Bassi not guarding him, but I want Max Fiedler with more touches.
He's certainly crafty down there. In the corner, a miss. Bassi with the offensive rebound. Get it to Anderson on the drive. That one's stripped away on the take. There was some contact, no whistle.
Big shot.
Three-pointer from the wing. Sheffield. And it's down to 10.
Yeah, you could tell because the Rice bench came up there. Sheffield made 2 threes last night. He tied a career high with 9 points, and that was a big shot here. Now they're going to get some stops.
And Timmy, the way they shoot the three, they're never out of a game, even if they're down 15, 16 points. Underneath, Bassi had it for a second, just couldn't hang on. There's another takeaway. Owls need to take advantage of these turnovers. Want to get back into it. This is Sheffield. Out to the corner. Abercrombie misses short. Rebound, Bassi.
Yeah, it was a good chase down by Carson Williams there. If I was Abercrombie, I would have probably pump faked and tried to get in the lane.
Bassi again from long range. What can Charles Bassi do as he shows the three? 20 points, 4 rebounds now for Charles Bassi. Evie with the runner. No. Got his own rebound and put back up for the window, score the basket and the foul.
Yeah, Rice is trying to hang around here. Last night they lost by 6, but they fell behind early, fought their way back. Now trying to make that same run in night number 2 against the Hilltoppers.
Rice has their own version of the Splash Brothers, Tim Doyle, and they're starting to heat up here in the second half.
Yeah, they lead Conference USA in made threes per game, nearly 11 a game, and I thought they had to make 12 to 14 to have a chance to win this game. Second half, they've made a few threes. They've fought back in it. I think it starts on the defensive end, though. I think Western Kentucky's getting too many open looks, really getting whatever they want, but how do you combat that? Give up 2 and take 3.
Olivari, 3 of 6 from downtown. That's what the Rice Owls are doing in the second half. They were just 4 of 15 in the first half shooting from long range, but Olivari, he's been dynamite from 3 this year. He's 9th in the country in three-point field goal percentage. Shoots it at over 44%. But on the road this year, Timmy, just 39% from 3, whereas at home he's at 47%.
Yeah, I mean, traditionally guys play better at home. I know when I was at Northwestern, I used to have a SpongeBob pillow, snuggle up next to it, made me feel comfortable. Now I sleep with a pillow between my legs and one over my head, but that's another story for another day.
You're sharing a lot today, Tim. I'm proud of you. Here's Bassi. Fiedler doing a good job of making him catch a little bit further out. Frampton. This is Anderson. Ignite. Frampton up top, launches from long range, buries the triple.
If there's one guy you don't want to leave on Western Kentucky, it's Luke Frampton. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, they just passed it around until they got everyone in kind of the motion defense and out of sorts and got a wide open look.
Heggie Hofsa here. Out to Sheffield, who takes the three. Misses wide. Frampton again. Heat check. Buries it. Three-pointer number 4 of the game for Luke Frampton. It's a 16-point lead for Frampton.
Yeah, when he has the ball, you got to be yelling out, shooter. He's got the threes going, and Western Kentucky, that's their 10th made three on the game, ties a season high.
Well, Luke Frampton heating up here for Western Kentucky. 12 points, 4 of 7. All 4 of those made buckets are from downtown Tim Doyle. And pretty good hair, too.
Amazing hair. Rumor has it, when I was doing a deep dive into the research, Luke Frampton and Rick Stansbury see the same barber. That's not confirmed. Am I starting a rumor? Yes.
Your sources are usually pretty good on the hair front. That Rolodex of stylists is deep.
I just want Fiedler to be not guarded by Bassi.
Fiedler, they throw it up for him, doesn't slam it, but does it the old school way, off of the window and in.
Yeah, Scott Parra, I don't know if you're going to see Charles Bassi again. You may see him in Conference USA tournament, but you got to get a matchup where Max Fiedler's not being guarded by Bassi, and then you can run your offense more efficiently. Do you understand what I mean, Alex? Like, set a screen, get Bassi off of Fiedler, because he's so valuable for them. He averages over 4 assists a game, too.
On the drive there, kick it out. Bassi thought about another three, takes it to the rim, and Hofsa takes the foul.
I think Max Fiedler is only a sophomore. He's going to be a heck of a player in this league. I mean, he's being guarded by a first-round pick. Yesterday struggled. He only had 2 points. He fouled out. See, defensively, he's kind of in no man's land there guarding Bassi, but that's the difference between kind of pros and college guys. Even when you're a pro, you know when you got a bad matchup. And sometimes you could set a screen if you're Fiedler to get a back screen, especially to get that switch. You want Bassi off of you from an offensive standpoint. That way you can operate. And then if there's a double team, he's such an excellent passer.
Yeah, we were talking to the Rice radio voice, JP Heath, earlier this week, and he said that Coach Grant McCaslin of North Texas called Fiedler perhaps the most improved player in Conference USA. And we can certainly see that.
See, he's trying to set ball screens. I would go screen away and try to get that switch.
Here's Evie, just trying to find some room to go with it. It's Fiedler. Up for Sheffield. Double team there, foul is called. And it's gonna be on Frampton.
I mean, that's not an easy pass to make, okay? This is a 6'11 sophomore. Watch how he feeds this ball. Frampton's got his head turned. And that's what I'm talking about with Max Fiedler. Like, he has a unusual, old school, you're right, like a baby Joker type of game because of his passing ability. He just has a bad matchup today because he's being guarded by one of the best defensive centers in college basketball, in Charles Bassi. I think Rice still has enough time to make this adjustment. Get him out away from ball screens, have him screening away from the ball, try to get that switch.
This is Sheffield. He's a 63% free throw shooter. Can't connect on that one. There were 0 free throws combined in the first half between these teams. Rice now 2 of 3 here in the second half. Western Kentucky 1 of 2. Bassi. Floats one up, and Frampton goes for the layup, misses. But the rebound taken by McKnight underneath Bassi, and a shot clock violation. So we'll step aside. Western Kentucky still up big. We Rice ball when we come back. Back here in Bowling Green, Western Kentucky, 59-45 lead on the Rice Owls. Take a look at Charles Bassey. He'll get a breather here. Boy, a big night for him so far. Nearly perfect from the field. 21 points for him, along with 4 rebounds. But he's out of the game, Tim Doyle. Max Fiedler's still in. Chance for Rice to do something on offense here through him?
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's got a 6-inch height advantage. Number 15 in white. Get him a touch right here. They tried to.
Pass inside to him. Williams got his hand in there. And he hops it to the rim. Nice little blow by there after the screen. Got it to within 12.
Yeah, this is what I've noticed. When Bassey comes out of the game, Carson Williams at 6'5" goes to center, and Western Kentucky is very easy to exploit getting to the rim. I know what Rick Stansbury is thinking. He's got to get Bassey a breather. He's going to probably take him out here until the 9 or 8 minute mark. But this is Rice's chance right here, Alex. Get back in the game.
Williams from long range, and he hits the 3. What's with the big man hitting from long range tonight, Timmy?
This is a season high in 3-pointers made. That's a 3-pointer number 11 for Western Kentucky. So, like I said, if they make 3s, besides Baylor and Gonzaga, I believe they could beat any team in college basketball.
They've shown that. They beat Alabama earlier this year. Had a pretty good effort against West Virginia. Beat Memphis. Drive to the bucket there. Miss. Fiedler trying to keep it alive, and it's Hofsa that does. There's Olivari, baseline J. Misses too long, and the rebound grab Hollingsworth.
Yeah, Rice has finally come out of that zone. I thought Western Kentucky was really having their way, getting to whatever shot they want, and Rice just having an impossible time guarding Western Kentucky. I mean, another easy look for them.
Putting it in, count the basket and the foul there for Tavion Hollingsworth.
Well, there was a movie that I loved growing up. It was called White Men Can't Jump. And the way I would describe Western Kentucky's offense is too easy. No. Too easy. They're just getting too easy a bucket, shooting over 50% from the field. Season high in 3-pointers made, 11. Rice has just had no answer. I like this Rice team. Got all freshmen and sophomore. They're going to be dynamic. Alex, you followed the program for a long time. This is going to be the most momentum it's had in a long time.
Yeah, Scott Parra's got him working in a good way, Tim Doyle. As going to make there from Hollingsworth. Checking in Jordan Rawls. Scored in double figures in both games against Middle Tennessee. Did not play in the game yesterday. Been dealing with the ankle injury. Nice to see him back in the game for Western Kentucky. So we finished the thought on Rice. Scott Parra now in season 4. He was an assistant under Mike Rhodes. As we get a takeaway from Frampton. And a foul. It's going to be against Egi Hofsa. Hofsa picking up the personal foul there for Rice. But, you know, he's had to deal with transfers. And, you know, guys come in for a season and then play well, move on somewhere else. That transfer portal's not been kind to Rice the first couple of years, but he's finally got some players that want to be there for the long haul. Frampton launches from long range, trying to draw the contact as well. Buries another triple. Frampton 5 for 8 from downtown in the game. He's got 15. On the other end, 3-point attempt by Evie misses. Rebound grab Western Kentucky. Rawls for 3. Got it. Timeout Owls. A 12-0 run for Western Kentucky. They are heating up, putting some separation between them and the Owls. A 12-0 run for the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. 13-3 run overall. They have just been on fire from long range. 13 threes tonight for Western Kentucky. They've been middle of the pack pretty much all season, Tim Doyle, but They're matching up with the team that's supposed to be leading the way in three-pointers.
Yeah,
He hops
right.
and misses.
Rice came into this game making just under 11 threes a game, which was tops in Conference USA. On the flip side, of the 14 teams in Conference USA, Western Kentucky ranks 11th out of 14, making only 5.9 threes a game.
Coach
Rick
Stanberry's got
Stansbury.
some explaining to do there, Tim, because he says we can't get in the three-point shooting contest with a team like Rice. And so far, they've been in the three-point shooting contest, and they've been winning.
Yeah, he had a simple statement to us earlier in the year. We need to make shots. Now, what he means by that is perimeter shots, because he knew they were going to be tough down low, especially with Bassey and Williams. They just needed to keep the defense honest enough. When they start making double-digit threes, no one's going to beat them in Conference USA.
Well, you talk about Frampton being the difference maker, an X-factor type player. He's certainly been that tonight, coming off the screen, looking for another three. That was a heat check. Miss there, though. But he's got 5 in the game. Eggy Hofsa with the behind-the-back pass to Peyton Moore. Moore on the take, out to Hofsa. He'll launch in the corner for 3 and hit it. Rice breaks the 12-2 run. So we approach 8 minutes remaining here in this one. Here's Rawls again for 3. Misses short this time. Fiedler with a rebound. And here's Hofsa on the run. The transfer from Utah Valley, leaving it back for Evie. Misses. Fiedler's got his hands on it. We get a whistle, and it's going to be a foul. Looks like it'll be against Western. Rice ball when we come back. Back here in Bowling Green, let's take a look at the game summary brought to you by AT&T 5G. 71-51, Western Kentucky on top of Rice. As the Rice Owls down by 20 after this recent run here from Western Kentucky. 71-51. Rice with the basketball here, trying to get it down low into Poteet, and it's another takeaway. Here's Carson Williams in transition to the rim. Who needs Charles Bassey when you got Carson Williams? Rice trailing 73-52 on the take. Evie down low to Moore, puts it up, can't get it to go. Peyton Moore still scoreless in the game. Now here's Milton in the corner for 3, misses. Elijah Poteet with the rebound. Here come the Owls. Here's Moore on the take, throws it up high off of the window, score the basket and the foul. Peyton Moore able to put it in.
Yeah, nice body control by the 6'4" junior from Los Angeles. Good effort there, trying to step in front and take that charge, but I gotta call you out, partner. When you got Carson Williams, who needs Charles Bassey? I don't know. We gotta work on that, Alex. Gotta work on that. I don't know. You know, you had me. I was excited. The dunk. And then you said, here's Williams here. This was awesome. No doubt about it. A 6'5" guy running the floor. Monster jam. You're excited. The hair on the back of my neck is standing up. And then you said, who needs Charles Bassey? And that was it. You lost me. That I stopped paying attention to everything you were saying.
The point is that Carson Williams stepping up big time when Bassey's been on the bench tonight. And Bassey's been great. 21 points. But they need both their bigs to be good if they're going to get to March.
Okay. All right, so we got a clarification on that answer. Thank you.
Poteet with the takeaway. Here come the outs.
You know, you had me. You were like giving the big speech, like, we're going to give you lower taxes and cleaner water, and I was ready to vote for you. You had the whole speech down, and then all of a sudden you just went on a tangent somewhere else, and you lost me like Howard Dean.
Poteet with the alley-oop from Eggy Hofson. Slams it down for the Rice Owls.
I was for the cleaner water. I wanted better schools, but all of a sudden, yeah, you went off. We're going to go to Ohio, Wisconsin.
I just raised your taxes on you. Is that what happened to you? That 2-cent hair gel tax is not going to get you going. As a drive to the bucket there. Counted in the foul for Hollingsworth.
Yeah, I mean, this has just been Western Kentucky's got whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted. And, you know, I've covered probably 6 of their games this year. When I say probably, I really don't know, but it's been a lot, okay? 6 or 7 of their games. And this is the best they have looked just from an offensive standpoint, where they're believing in themselves. I added them in a 2-game series against Louisiana Tech. They actually lost one of those games to Louisiana Tech, and they look tentative. And it's in their head that they're not a good 3-point shooting team. And over these last 2 games, they made 9 yesterday against Rice. How many threes do they have today, Alex?
Right now they got 13.
Yeah, I mean, so 22 threes over these last 2 games. If they start making perimeter shots, which is clearly their one thing they do not do well, well, in my eyes, they are by far the best team in the conference.
They have 5 more 3-point makes than the Owls this evening. And coming up tonight at 11:30 Eastern, join Inside College Basketball as they talk all things hoops and the road to the Final Four. That's all coming your way. 11:30 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Olivari, step back for the 3. That high-arcing 3. Banks it in. And the Owls back within 15. Bounce pass down low with the flush. Isaiah Kozar slams it in. Abercrombie for 3, misses. Ball tapped out of play by Poteet. And it goes back.
Sometimes that high arcing jumper, you catch a break there. And that's what I talked about with Olivari's 3. He shoots it so high, he gives it such an excellent chance to go in. That time, probably more luck than good. How about this stat? Western Kentucky, 23 assists on 31 made field goals.
There's Hollingsworth inside the circle, floats one up and draws the foul.
And you're looking at the all-time leader in minutes at Western Kentucky, past Courtney Lee in that statistic. Tavion Hollingsworth's been a mainstay for Rick Stansbury's crew. And he's one of those interesting guys because he's been a 4-year player, wildly effective, one of the all-time greats to ever don a Hilltoppers uniform. And I wonder if Rick Stansbury, like, hits him in the ribs, like with his elbow, and he goes, hey, want to come back another year? It was pretty fun, wasn't it? Like, that's what you got to start doing right now, because all of these guys that you're watching, they can be granted another year of eligibility if they choose to do so. And I've said it before, I think take advantage of it. Use basketball to go get a secondary degree, a graduate degree, a master's degree. A free opportunity. It's such an amazing thing, and I love the fact that the NCAA has done that. They haven't done everything right, but they got that right.
In the corner, it's Olivari for 3, misses. Moore with the tap in. Like he's playing knockout there. Goes off of the window and in to make it 79-62.
I'll tell you this, Alex. I was 24 my last year at Northwestern. And if they would have said, hey, do you want to come back for another year? I wouldn't even have blinked. Are you kidding me? This is the best 6 years of my life.
On the run, missing there was Sheffield. And here comes Western Kentucky. On the tape, Hollingsworth in transition with the slam. Western Kentucky pulling away here in Bowling Green.
Yeah, pay attention. Western Kentucky, they're good? Oh, real good.
How about the three-point shooting from Western Kentucky? Bet you didn't think they would be the team to be making 13 threes tonight, Tim Doyle.
Yeah, came into the game averaging less than 6 a game, and check out the ball movement. Luke Frampton's been in the zone, might have even got hit on that one. He's been outstanding from deep, 13 made threes. They're winning the three-point battle. And if you would have told Rick Stansbury that his team during this 2-game set against the best three-point shooting team in Conference USA would make more threes, he would have told you were crazy. Now, if they start making shots, this is a team that I believe Sweet 16, Elite 8. They remind me so much of Loyola of Chicago that, it was only 3 years ago they went to a Final Four, and if they didn't win the Missouri Valley Conference tournament, they would not have gone in. They wouldn't have not have gotten into the tournament. And that's unfortunate because what a great story that was. We would have missed out on it. I think Western Kentucky has the same potential.
We saw just a moment ago the game summary brought to you by AT&T 5G. 81-62, Western Kentucky hoping this is the year they break through, Tim Doyle. Last year, Conference USA tournament stopped when they were in the quarterfinal round. Western Kentucky was supposed to play UAB as they throw up for the alley-oop. And in the previous 2 years, they lost in the conference title game in 2019 to ODU, to Marshall in 2018. So you can bet for some of these players, getting to the dance is on their mind.
Yeah, this is their best team that Rick Stansbury in his 5th year has had. And he had some excellent teams with guys like Justin Johnson, but when you got a first-round bona fide draft pick, you're looking at him with Charles Bassey. And he was stressing to us the optics, the eyeball test, and I agree with him. I believe they are a tournament team. If you ask Nate Oates, the head coach of Alabama, he would agree with it. This Western Kentucky team knocked off the Crimson Tide in Tuscaloosa. But right now with a net of 78, now they're going to have to rely on the eyeball test from the committee.
Three-pointer in the corner. Off the mark, and it's going to go back to the Rice Owls. So you see Rick Stansbury there. Certainly made shots tonight. 81 points. Throw that one out of play. They'll go back to Western Kentucky. Coming up next, the St. Mary's Gales take on Pepperdine. Some West Coast Conference action for you. You can catch it right here on CBS Sports Network. Tom McCarthy, Chris Walker are standing by to bring that one to you.
And the best team in college basketball resides in the WCC, and that's the Gonzaga Bulldogs. I think they run the table. I think they go undefeated, national championship, and I believe there's only one team in college basketball that could beat them, and that being the Baylor Bears. I think if they played 10 times, Baylor could get them maybe 2 or 3 times. Do you have any objections to that?
I do not have any objections to that, Tim Doyle. Miss on the free throw there from Kylan Milton, the freshman from Monticello, Arkansas. One more from the strike. That one's good.
I know that Gonzaga has elevated all of those teams in the WCC on a national scale recruiting. Now, they brought that whole league up to a whole nother level because of the national attention, the national schedule that they play. Teams like San Francisco and St. Mary's, they've all benefited from the great success that Mark Few has had in Spokane, Washington.
Rice trailing by 22. Tulsa. On the drive, kick it out here. Three-pointer short. Peyton Moore's got the offensive rebound. The putback, no good. Grabbed by Western. Nearly goes out of play. Peyton Moore able to hang on to it. Bounce pass underneath. Elijah Poteet score the basket and the foul there for the Rice Owls. It's going to be against Kenny Cooper. All right, Tim. Tonight's player of the game brought to you by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Who else? But Charles Bassey.
Yeah, I hope he lived up to the hype that you were excited to watch Charles Bassey play. If you have not seen him, he does a little bit of everything at 6'11". In this game, stepped out, buried not one but 2 threes. You're going to get the rebounds. You're going to get the block shots. But I still think he's flying below the radar on a national scale. I don't think he's getting the love that he deserves. This kid right there is a first-team All-American. Learn the name, people. He has been dominating this conference for a handful of years, and he needs to start getting that respect on a national level.
Milton hitting from long range. Everyone getting involved from downtown. That's the 14th three of the game for Western Kentucky. And I thought it was important to hear John Rothstein said that the only way CUSA gets 2 teams in is if Western Kentucky loses in the conference tournament. That has not been the case, though, the last couple of years, despite pretty good resumes from Western Kentucky, Tim Doyle.
Yeah,
because they lost in the championship game.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if this year, if the eyeball test becomes more important, more imperative because of all the stoppages in play. A team like St. Louis, they've had repeated stops this year. An eyeball test, to me, they're a tournament team. But their resume has so many empty spaces in it that it doesn't look like a traditional resume.
You can hear the crowd here in Bowling Green chanting, "We want Noah," asking for the coach's son, Noah Stansbury, to get into the game. He's not been in the game this year. Under 30 seconds to go as Milton rises and fires, misses that time. Peyton Moore with the rebound.
I always love watching the bench. You can tell who the good teammates are because guys get excited when guys are out there making shots or making plays. It was a total team effort today for Western Kentucky.
On the drive as Milton scored the basket and one with 8 4/10 seconds to play. And Western Kentucky. And now we get a little...
And these guys are going to get ejected from the game. Bassey, Josh Anderson, they deserve to be thrown out of the game. You cannot step on the court. I know you're excited. I know you're winning. But letter of the law, those guys are going to get tossed, Alex. I did a game a handful of years ago with Alabama, Colin Sexton's team. They ended up finishing that game with 3 players. Watch Bassey, he comes on the floor right here. Like, you can't chest bump your teammate. He's in a game. I know you're excited. I know the team played great. He made 14 threes. But I'm more on Rice's side there.
Well,
I think Peyton Moore has a point.
Peyton Moore's got a point, but I didn't understand Aggie Hobson coming in as well. He's a graduate student. And then coming in and throwing an extra shove there at the end.
Yeah, I don't think this is close to being over here. I think the refs are going to review this, and guys that came on the floor, they're going to get tossed. The referees, they don't want to toss anybody. This game is over. Everybody wants to go home. Nobody wants to get hurt, but you cannot come on the court. Watch Bassey's on the court. I mean, they're playing a game, guys. You can't have that. And then the chest bump. It's one thing if a guy's out of bounds and you give him a chest bump, say he hits a corner 3, but you cannot come on the court. And then watch Josh Anderson. He leaves the bench. I mean, he's in the middle of play right there. He has to get tossed. You see the assistant coaches scrambling from Western Kentucky. The thing about it is, Alex, this could be, further suspensions down the line. If you're looking ahead, if you're Western Kentucky, your next series is at North Texas. We're talking about a mean Greek team that last year won Conference USA. And how did they win Conference USA? They beat Western Kentucky on the last day of the season. And you can see Rick Stansbury is hot right now, and rightfully so.
But and certainly some poor crowd control from the bench. And when I say the bench, I mean the assistant coaches there. trying to clear up the traffic. Bassey should have been nowhere near the court there.
Yeah, but you want to know something? The basketball etiquette is Milton shouldn't take that layup.
Right. You're exactly right. It started there. Everyone was walking back on defense. There was no need for that.
No, the game was over. You know, it's one thing if a guy shoots like a half-court three, but this is where it started. And there's Bassey on the court. He deserves to be tossed. And you know, I'm from the old school, and I'm not for fighting, but what Peyton Moore did as far as he thought that Milton stood up his squad, and I agree.
But the other thing, too, Tim Doyle, I said it already once, but Eggy Hopsa wasn't anywhere close to the play. He was beyond the three-point line. Then after the initial shove, came in all the way to shove Milton. We'll get the announcement here that the officials bring both head coaches over to have a conversation. So the conversation first with the coaches before they let the official scorer or the public address announcer know. We got Josh Anderson here at center court along with Bassey.
Yeah, like I said, both of them are going to be removed from the game, and rightfully so. They came on the court. Like, that's like the oldest rule in the book. They're going to have them escorted out of the arena. And I know these officials, they've covered Conference USA for a long time. They'll head back to the locker room, and rightfully so. I don't know what conference punishments are going to be. I know they got a monster series coming up against North Texas, but Rick Stansbury, he is going to be hot in that locker room. His team went out and played great today. And you can see he is passionate, almost like, man, we just had arguably our best offensive game of the year. And then to end it like that just leaves everybody with a sour taste in their mouth. I've seen this before. Colin Sexton against Minnesota 3 years ago at the Barclays Center. Same type of situation. Alabama ended up with 5 players. Another guy fouled out. Another guy got injured. And Colin Sexton was playing 3-on-5. Cut a 17-point deficit to 3. Barclays Center was going crazy. Avery Johnson was our colleague coaching on the sideline. See Josh Anderson leave the bench there. Charles Bassey, I get it. The guys are excited. Just lucky enough that no further damage done, but Western Kentucky looked dominant in this game, and unfortunately, it's just not the way you want to end a successful game against the Rice Owls. It was all Western Kentucky once again, start to finish.
So the energy falls a bit flat here for what was an impressive Western Kentucky victory over the Rice Owls, 89-66. We'll step aside. We'll wrap it up from Bowling Green when we come back.